Hello, my name is Daisy, and 3 years. That's a long time to love a ghost on a screen. But let me back up. Let me tell you how I, Daisy, a simple girl who burns toast and cries at dog commercials, fell in love with a man who lived exactly 12 hours ahead of me. 12 hours. That means when I said good morning, he said good night. When I brushed my teeth, he dreamed of me. And when I cried, he was already asleep. His name was Leo. I met him on a writing website. I know. Falling in love on a writing website? Very romantic, right? Like a movie. Except in movies, the couple always finds a way. In real life? Time zones are mean. Time zones don't care about your heart. It started very simple. I posted a silly poem about a broken umbrella. Leo commented, "An umbrella can be fixed, but only if you stop walking in the rain." I thought, who is this wise guy? So I replied with a joke. I said, "Are you a poet or a mechanic?" He wrote back, "I'm an architect of broken things." Okay, I admit. That line got me. That line made me smile in my empty kitchen at 2 a.m. We started messaging. First, once a day, then twice. Then I started waking up 1 hour earlier just to see his name pop up on my screen. That was the first sign. When you change your sleep for a person you have never met, that is the beginning of love. Or the beginning of madness. Maybe both. Let me explain how the time zones worked. I lived in New York. Cold, fast, noisy. Leo lived in Tokyo. Bright, polite, and exactly 12 hours ahead. My noon was his midnight. My sunset was his sunrise. We were like two people standing on opposite sides of a glass door. We could see each other, press our hands against the glass, but we could never feel the warmth. Our conversations were simple, beautiful, slow. That is why I am telling you this story to learn English. Because we didn't use big words. We used small, heavy words. One night, at 3 a.m. my time, I wrote, "I can't sleep." He replied immediately. It was 3 p.m. his time. He was on a train. He wrote, "Close your eyes. Imagine a red balloon. Watch it float away. Count your breaths. 1, 2, 3. I wrote back, "That's silly." He wrote, "Silly works. Did you try it?" I smiled in the dark. Yes. Did it work? No, I lied. It actually worked. I fell asleep holding my phone. That was our life. Small moments. A text during his lunch break. A voice note during my commute. He sent me a video of a cherry blossom tree. I sent him a video of a pigeon fighting a squirrel in Central Park. He laughed. He had a deep laugh, the kind that makes you feel like everything is going to be okay, even when it wasn't. The first crack in our glass door appeared 3 months in. I was having a bad day. My boss yelled at me for a mistake I didn't make. My rent went up. My cat threw up on my only clean shirt. Classic bad day. I needed him. I needed his voice. I called him on the app. It was 4 p.m. for me, 4 a.m. for him. The phone rang. Once, twice, 3 times. Then his sleepy voice. "Daisy, are you okay?" I started crying. I couldn't help it. "I just need to hear you." There was a long pause. Then he whispered, "Daisy, I have a meeting in 3 hours. I really need to sleep." I felt so stupid. So small. "I'm sorry," I said. "Go back to sleep." "I love you," he said. But his voice was tired. Not angry, just tired. "I love you too," I said. And then he hung up. I sat on my bathroom floor for an hour. I looked at my reflection. My mascara was running down my cheeks like black tears. I thought, this is not normal. This is not a relationship. A relationship is two people in the same room, fighting over the remote control. A relationship is burning dinner together. Not this. Not a phone that feels like a leash. But love is stupid. Love makes you forget logic. The next morning, he sent me a long message. "I'm sorry. I was grumpy. Tell me about your bad day. I'm listening now." And just like that, I forgave him. Because when you are hungry for love, even a crumb tastes like a feast. We decided to meet. After 6 months of texts and calls, we decided. I would save my money. He would save his money. We would meet halfway. Not halfway in time, but halfway in distance. Hawaii. A place where his morning and my morning would finally be the same morning. I was so excited. I bought a new dress. A yellow one. He said he loved yellow because it was the color of happiness. I thought, this is it. This is our movie moment. But life is not a movie. Life is a mean writer. 2 weeks before the trip, Leo called me. Not a text. Not a voice note. A real call. I was at work. I stepped into the supply closet so no one would hear. "Hey, love," I said. "What's up?" His voice was strange. Flat. "Daisy, I have to tell you something." My heart stopped. You know that feeling? When the world goes quiet. Even the air stops moving. What is it? My mother is sick. Very sick. I have to stay here. I can't come to Hawaii. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw my phone against the wall. But I didn't. Because I am Daisy. And Daisy understands that real life has real problems. "Okay," I said. "We'll go another time." "Thank you for understanding," he said. And I heard a crack in his voice. He was crying. He never cried. Or at least, he never let me hear it. That night, I didn't sleep. I just stared at the ceiling. I thought about his mother. I thought about the yellow dress hanging in my closet. I thought about time zones. How cruel they are. How they turn love into a waiting room. We didn't break up then. No. We held on. For another year. We held on like two people clinging to a raft in the middle of the ocean. We sent pictures. We sent songs. He sent me a playlist called Songs for Daisy When She Can't Sleep. I sent him a scarf I knitted. It was ugly. The stitches were uneven. He wore it anyway. He sent me a photo of himself wearing it in 90-degree weather. Sweat on his forehead. Big smile. I laughed until I cried. But slowly, the messages became shorter. The calls became fewer. Not because we stopped loving each other. Because we stopped knowing each other. He changed jobs. He got busy. I changed apartments. I got busy. We were like two clocks that started together but slowly drifted apart. One day, I realized something painful. I realized that I was in love with a memory. Not a person. A memory. The Leo the first loved was the one who sent me poems at 3 a.m. The Leo the first loved was the one who told me to imagine red balloons. The real Leo? I didn't know him anymore. He was a stranger who had my heart in his pocket. And then one Tuesday, just a normal Tuesday, I was eating cereal, standing in my kitchen. My phone buzzed. A long message from Leo. I opened it. "Daisy, I can't do this anymore. The distance is killing me. Not the miles. The time. The waiting. I wait for you to wake up. You wait for me to finish work. We are always waiting. I love you. I love you more than I have ever loved anyone. But love should not feel like a wound. I am sorry. Goodbye." That was it. No fight. No yelling. No dramatic airport scene. Just a text. A breakup delivered by a rectangle of glass and metal. I read it 7 times. Then I threw my phone on the couch. Then I picked it up again. I typed, "Please don't do this. We can fix this. I'll move there. I'll learn Japanese. I'll do anything." He replied, "You shouldn't have to do anything. You are enough, Daisy. It's the world that is not enough." And then he stopped replying. I want to tell you that I was strong. That I wiped my tears and said, "His loss." But I didn't. I was weak. I was a mess. For 3 weeks, I wore the same sweatpants. I didn't wash my hair. I listened to sad songs and ate ice cream straight from the tub. Cliché? Yes. But clichés exist because they are true. My friend Sarah came over. She took one look at me and said, "Daisy, you are not a phone. You are a person. Put on real pants." I laughed. A small laugh. But it was the first laugh in weeks. How do I move on? I asked her. She sat next to me. You don't move on. You move forward. There's a difference. Moving on means forgetting. Moving forward means remembering, but walking anyway. That made sense. That was simple. So I decided to move forward. One tiny step at a time. I changed my phone wallpaper. It was his photo. I changed it to a picture of a slice of pizza. Because pizza never breaks your heart. Well, maybe your diet, but not your heart. I started sleeping normally again. No more 3 a.m. wake-ups. I started cooking real food. I started going for walks without my phone. At first, it was hard. Every notification made my heart jump. Every time my phone buzzed, I thought, is it him? But it never was. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I didn't forget Leo. How could I? He taught me what it felt like to be truly seen. But I stopped checking his social media. I stopped wondering if he was happy. I started wondering if I was happy. And you know what? I wasn't. Not yet. But I was getting there. 6 months passed. 6 months of silence. 6 months of healing. I got a promotion at work. I adopted a new cat. A fat, lazy cat named Pancake. Pancake didn't care about time zones. Pancake only cared about tuna and naps. I started writing again. Not sad poems about broken umbrellas. Happy stories. Silly stories. One was about a squirrel who learned to dance. I know. Very serious literature. But here is the thing about heartbreak. It doesn't just disappear. It lives under your skin. Some days, I would be fine, laughing with friends, eating tacos. And then a song would play. A song he sent me. And suddenly, I was back on that bathroom floor. Tears and all. Healing is not a straight line. It is a squiggly mess. Like a toddler drawing with crayons. Some days you go forward. Some days you go backward. That is okay. I decided to do something brave. I decided to travel. Not to Tokyo. No, that was too painful. But to a small beach town 3 hours from my apartment. Just me and Pancake. Yes, I took my cat to the beach. Don't judge me. He wore a tiny life jacket. I sat on the sand. I watched the waves. And I thought about time. Real time. Not the time on a clock. But the time we have on this earth. How short it is. How silly it is to waste it on someone who chose to leave. I took out my phone. I opened my contacts. His name was still there. Leo. I stared at the little heart emoji. My thumb hovered over the delete button. Just do it, Daisy, I whispered to myself. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I changed the name. I removed the heart. I typed Leo, Tokyo, 12 hours ahead. Just a fact. No emotion. That was my small victory. On the way home, my car broke down. Of course, because the universe has a sense of humor. I was stuck on the side of the highway, in the rain, with a cat who was very unhappy about the rain. I called a tow truck. While I waited, I scrolled through my photos. And I found an old screenshot. A conversation with Leo from 2 years ago. Me, if you could be any animal, what would you be? Leo, a pigeon. Me, a pigeon. Why? Leo, because pigeons are everywhere. They are not special. But they always find their way home. I laughed out loud. Pancake looked at me like I was crazy. He wanted to be a pigeon, Pancake. A pigeon. And in that moment, I didn't feel sad. I felt grateful. Grateful that for a little while, I got to love a pigeon who lived on the other side of the world. The tow truck arrived. A nice man named Frank fixed my car in 10 minutes. Bad battery, he said. Happens to the best of us. So do broken hearts, I said. Frank looked at me. He was probably 60 years old. He had kind eyes. You know, he said, my wife left me 20 years ago. I thought I would die, but I didn't. I learned to make really good soup instead. Soup. Soup, he said. You can't be sad when you're eating good soup. Try it. I thanked Frank. I drove home. And the next day, I made soup. Tomato soup. It was terrible. Too salty. But I ate it anyway. And Frank was right. I wasn't sad while eating it. I was just salty. A full year passed. 1 year since the breakup. I was different. Not better or worse. Just different. I had learned to be alone. Really alone. Not lonely. Alone. There is a difference. Lonely is empty. Alone is full. Full of yourself. Your own thoughts. Your own dreams. I started a small blog. I called it Love Lost Between Time Zones. I wrote about my story. I didn't use real names. I just wrote about the waiting. The 3 a.m. calls. The red balloons. The pigeon. And people read it. Strangers from all over the world. They wrote comments. This is my story too. I am crying. I am in a long-distance relationship right now, and this gave me hope. I realized something. My broken heart was not just my pain. It was a bridge. It connected me to other people who felt the same way. That was the healing. Not forgetting, but sharing. Then, one random Thursday night, 11 p.m., I was in my pajamas, eating popcorn, watching a stupid reality show about people who bake cakes that look like shoes. Don't ask. My phone buzzed. A message. From a number I didn't save, but a number I knew by heart. Leo. My hands started shaking. My heart started racing. Pancake looked up, annoyed that I stopped petting him. The message said, Daisy, I am in New York. I know I have no right, but I am at a coffee shop on 4th Street, the one with the blue door. I will be here for 1 hour. If you don't come, I understand. If you come, I will buy you the worst cup of coffee you have ever tasted. Just like old times. I stared at the screen. My mind was a storm. 1,000 thoughts at once. Anger, hope, fear, confusion. He left me, I thought. He broke my heart. He made me cry on a bathroom floor. He doesn't get to just show up. But then another thought. A quieter thought. What if? What if this is the second chance? What if the universe is not cruel? What if it is just late? I looked at the clock. 11:05 p.m. The coffee shop would close at midnight. I had 55 minutes. I looked at myself in the mirror. Old pajamas. Popcorn in my hair. No makeup. If I go like this, I thought, he will run away. Problem solved. But I didn't want him to run away. That was the problem. I still loved him. I had spent a year trying to kill that love. But love is not a weed. You can't just pull it out. Love is a tree. You can cut it down, but the roots stay. Always. I changed my shirt. I brushed my hair. I did not put on makeup. Because if he was going to see me, he was going to see the real me. Tired eyes. Faded freckles. A small scar on my chin from when I fell off a bike at 12 years old. I grabbed my keys. I looked at Pancake. Wish me luck, fat cat. Pancake yawned. I walked to the coffee shop. It was a 15-minute walk. 15 minutes of questions. What will I say? Will he look different? Will I cry? Will he cry? What if this is a mistake? What if he just wants to apologize and leave again? My feet kept moving. One step, then another. Because deep down I knew I needed to see him. Not for him. For me. For the Daisy who spent 3 years waiting. She deserved an ending. Even a painful one. I turned the corner. I saw the blue door. And through the window I saw him. Leo. He looked older. Thinner. His hair was longer. He was staring at a cup of coffee. He looked nervous. His leg was bouncing under the table. The same nervous habit he had during our first video call. I stood outside for a full minute, just watching him. My heart was pounding so loud I thought people on the street could hear it. You can walk away, I told myself. You can go home, eat more popcorn, pretend this never happened. But I didn't walk away. I opened the blue door. The little bell above the door rang. Ding. Leo looked up. Our eyes met. And the world stopped. Not in a romantic movie way. In a real way. The way time stops when you see a ghost. Because that's what he was. A ghost from my past. But now he was flesh and blood. Sitting in a cheap wooden chair. Wearing a blue sweater. The same blue sweater he wore in the photo I used to kiss goodnight. He stood up. Slowly. Daisy. His voice. That voice. The one that told me to imagine red balloons. The one that said goodbye in a text message. I didn't smile. I didn't cry. I just said, "You're in New York." "I'm in New York," he repeated. Like he couldn't believe it either. "You're 12 hours ahead of yourself," I said. He laughed. A sad laugh. I know. I'm very confused. Jet lag is terrible. There was a long silence. The coffee shop was empty except for us and one tired barista who was mopping the floor. "Can I sit?" I asked. "Please," he said. He pulled out a chair for me. I sat down. We were face to face. No screen between us. No time zone. Just a small wooden table and 2 cups of coffee. He spoke first. I owe you an apology. A real one. Not a text. Not a voice note. A real, in-person, look-in-your-eyes apology. I folded my arms. Okay, I'm listening. He took a deep breath. I was a coward. I didn't break up with you because I stopped loving you. I broke up with you because I was scared. Scared that I would never be enough. Scared that the distance would turn us into people we didn't recognize. And instead of fighting, I ran. I am so sorry, Daisy. I felt the tears coming. I tried to stop them, but they came anyway. 1 tear, then 2. I wiped them with my sleeve. My mother died, he said quietly. My heart broke again. For him. For his pain. Leo, I'm so sorry. 6 months after we broke up, he said. I wanted to call you. Every single day. But I thought I lost the right. You did lose the right, I said. But my voice was soft. Not angry. I know, he said. That's why I'm not asking for anything. I needed to see you. To tell you that you were the best thing in my life. And I threw it away like an idiot. We sat in silence for a moment. The barista turned off the lights in the back. The coffee shop was closing soon. Why no? I asked. Why after a whole year? Leo looked down at his hands. Because I finally realized something. Time zones don't kill love. Fear kills love. And I'm tired of being afraid. I moved here, Daisy. I got a job in New York. I'm staying. My mouth fell open. You moved? To New York? Yes. I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. Because I ran away from everything. My mother's sickness. Our love. My own life. I'm done running. I didn't know what to say. My mind was a mess. Part of me wanted to jump into his arms. Part of me wanted to slap him. Part of me wanted to order another coffee and talk all night. I'm not the same Daisy, I finally said. The one who waited at 3 a.m.? She's gone. I sleep now. I eat soup. I have a fat cat. Leo smiled. A real smile. I'm not the same Leo either. The one who sent poems? He's still here. But he also knows how to do his own laundry now. And he learned to cook rice. That's growth. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Rice? That's your big achievement. It's a start, he said. The barista walked over. Sorry, folks. We're closing in 5 minutes. Leo looked at me. Can I walk you home? I thought about it. My apartment was 15 minutes away. 15 minutes of walking next to the man who broke my heart. The man who flew across the world to say sorry. Okay, I said. But no holding hands. And no sad songs. Deal, he said. We walked out of the blue door. The night air was cold. The street was quiet. We walked side by side. Not touching. Just walking. So, he said, tell me about this fat cat. His name is Pancake. He's better than you. I believe it. We walked in silence for a block. Then 2 blocks. Then he said something that stopped me in my tracks. Daisy, I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect you to love me again. But I want you to know something. The red balloons? I still imagine them. Every night before I sleep. And I imagine you. Counting your breaths. 1, 2, 3. I looked at him. The streetlight made his face look soft. Golden. That's not fair, I whispered. I know, he said. Love is not fair. It never was. We reached my building. I stopped at the door. This is me. Leo nodded. He stepped back. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for listening. I put my hand on the door. Then I stopped. I turned around. Leo? Yes. The coffee was terrible. Just like you promised. He smiled. A big, wide, hopeful smile. I'll do better next time. Who said there will be a next time? I asked. He shrugged. A pigeon can hope. I laughed. Then I went inside. I closed the door behind me. I leaned against the wall. My heart was full. Not fixed, but full. I didn't know what would happen next. Maybe we would try again. Maybe we would fail again. Maybe time zones were not the real problem. Maybe the real problem was learning how to love someone without losing yourself. But that night, I slept. And for the first time in a year, I did not imagine red balloons. I imagined a blue door and a pigeon finding its way home. 2 months later, I did not jump back into Leo's arms. I know that's what you expect. You expect the big romantic kiss in the rain. But this is not a movie. This is real life. And in real life, trust is not a light switch. You cannot just flip it on. After he walked me home that night, I sent him a message. A simple one. I'm glad you came. But I need time. Real time. Not time zone time. Just time. He replied, take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in New York now. Same time zone. Same city. Same stupid pigeon. That made me smile. But I did not reply. For 2 months, we did not see each other. We did not call. We did not text. I needed to know if my feelings were real or just nostalgia. Nostalgia is a liar. Nostalgia makes you miss the good parts and forget the bad parts. I needed to remember the bad parts. The 4 a.m. calls. The loneliness. The text message breakup. I needed to forgive him, yes. But first, I needed to forgive myself. For waiting so long. For accepting so little. I went to therapy. Yes, therapy. I know, some people think it's silly. But talking to a stranger about your feelings? It helps. My therapist's name is Dr. Patel. She has very calm eyes and a plant in her office that is somehow still alive even though she never waters it. I think it's fake. Daisy, she said one day, do you want to be with Leo? Or do you want to be with the idea of Leo? I thought about that. What's the difference? The idea of Leo is perfect. He sends poems. He says the right thing. The real Leo? He left. He made mistakes. He is human. Can you love a human? Not a poem. A human who forgets to text back sometimes. A human who gets grumpy when he is tired. That hit me hard. Because she was right. I was in love with a ghost. A ghost who wrote beautiful messages. But ghosts are not real. Real people have bad breath in the morning. Real people leave the toilet seat up. Real people break your heart and then come back and ask for soup. I decided to give myself a test. I decided to meet Leo for coffee. In the daytime. No darkness. No tears. Just coffee and honesty. I sent him a message. Thursday. 3 p.m. The same coffee shop. Don't be late. He replied in 3 seconds. I'll be there at 2:30. I'm nervous. I laughed. Good. He should be nervous. Thursday came. I wore normal clothes. Jeans. A green sweater. No yellow dress. No expectations. I walked to the blue door. My heart was beating fast, but not crazy fast. Just alert. He was already there. Sitting at the same table. He stood up when he saw me. Hi. Hi. We sat down. The barista was different. A young guy with purple hair. He took our order. Black coffee for me. Green tea for Leo. He stopped drinking coffee. Said it made him too anxious. Good. Anxiety is honest. So I said, talk. Leo put his hands on the table. Palms up. An open position. No hiding. What do you want to know? Everything. Why did you really leave? Not the nice version. The ugly version. He took a deep breath. Okay, the ugly version. I left because I was jealous. Jealous? Of what? Of your life. You had friends. You had a job you loved. You had a cat. You were building something. And I was stuck. Stuck in a job I hated. Stuck taking care of my sick mother. Stuck watching you live while I was just surviving. And instead of being happy for you, I felt small. So I left before you could leave me. I blinked. That was honest. Painfully honest. That's terrible, I said. I know, he said. I was terrible. You broke up with me over text because you were jealous? I know it sounds stupid. It doesn't sound stupid. It sounds human. Ugly. But human. He looked at me. You're not running away. No, I said. I'm not. Because I have something to tell you too. The ugly version. He nodded. I'm listening. I took a breath. I wasn't perfect either. I used you. Not on purpose. But I used you as my only happiness. I didn't have friends. I didn't have hobbies. I just had you. And when you left, I had nothing. That was my fault. Not yours. Daisy, let me finish. I put all my weight on you. Every bad day, every sad feeling. I called you at 4 a.m. because I needed you to fix me. That's not love. That's dependency. I'm sorry too. We sat in silence. The purple-haired barista brought our drinks. The coffee was hot. The tea was steaming. We just looked at each other. Two broken people, trying to be honest. So where do we go from here? He asked. We don't go anywhere, I said. Not together. Not yet. But maybe we walk next to each other. For a while. See what happens. I can do that, he said. No promises. No labels. No, I love you until we mean it. Really mean it. Not because we are lonely. Because we choose each other. He smiled. A small smile. That sounds terrifying. Good, I said. Terrifying is real. Easy is fake. We finished our coffee. We walked out of the blue door. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. Beautiful. Can I ask you something? He said. Yes. Do you still imagine red balloons? I looked at the sky. No. Now I imagine yellow dresses. And pigeons. He laughed. A real laugh. Loud and free. People on the street looked at us. I didn't care. We walked to the park. We sat on a bench. Not touching. Just sitting. Watching dogs run. Watching kids fall off their bikes. Watching life happen. In the same time zone. At the same moment. Tell me about Pancake, he said. He's fat. He's lazy. He judges me. Sounds like my kind of cat. He's not your cat. Yet, he said. I looked at him. Don't push it, pigeon. He put his hands up. Okay. No pushing. We sat until the sun went down. Then he walked me home. He stopped at the door. He did not try to come in. He did not try to kiss me. He just said, same time next week? I thought about it. Same time. Same place. But you're buying. Deal. I went inside. Pancake was waiting by the door. He meowed. I picked him up. He was heavy. Very heavy. Pancake, I whispered. I think I'm doing something stupid again. Pancake purred. That was his way of saying, probably. But feed me anyway. 3 months later. We kept our promise. No labels. No pressure. Every Thursday at 3 p.m., we met at the Blue Door coffee shop. We talked. We laughed. We fought a little. He thought pineapple on pizza was good. I told him he was wrong. Very wrong. We almost broke up again. Just kidding. But seriously, pineapple on pizza? Slowly, I started to trust him again. Not because he said the right things. Because he did the right things. He showed up. Every Thursday. On time. He remembered small things. That I don't like loud noises. That I cry at dog commercials. That I hum when I'm nervous. And I showed up for him too. I listened when he talked about his mother. I let him cry. I didn't try to fix him. I just sat with him. In the silence. One Thursday, it was raining. Hard. The kind of rain that soaks you in 3 seconds. I ran to the coffee shop. I was wet. My hair was a mess. My green sweater was stuck to my skin. Leo was already there. He looked at me. And he laughed. Not a mean laugh. A warm laugh. You look like a wet cat, he said. You look like a dry jerk, I said. He took off his jacket. He put it around my shoulders. It was warm. It smelled like him. Like soap and paper and something sweet. Daisy, he said. Can I tell you something? If it's about pineapple on pizza, I'm leaving. He laughed. No, it's not about pizza. He paused. I love you. Not the old you. Not the you on the screen. This you. The wet, messy, grumpy, beautiful you. I love you. And I'm not saying that because I'm lonely. I'm saying it because it's true. I choose you. My heart stopped. Then it started again. Faster this time. I looked at him. His eyes were wet. Not from the rain. From tears. Leo, I said. You're crying. I know, he said. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. It's real. I took his hand. His fingers were cold. I held them tight. I love you too, I said. And I'm scared. Me too, he said. But maybe that's okay. Maybe love is not about being unafraid. Maybe love is about being afraid and doing it anyway. I leaned my head on his shoulder. The purple-haired barista looked at us and smiled. He gave us free cookies. Because apparently, our love story was good for business. We ate the cookies. We drank our coffee. And for the first time in a very long time, I was not waiting. I was not wishing. I was not wondering. I was just there, in the same place, at the same time, with the same person. 6 months later, we moved in together. Not because we had to, because we wanted to. Leo found an apartment 10 minutes from mine. It had big windows, a lot of light, and a small balcony where Pancake could sit and judge the neighbors. I kept my apartment at first, just in case things fell apart. But they didn't. Slowly, my clothes moved to his closet. My books moved to his shelves. My toothbrush moved to his bathroom. He complained that I used too much toothpaste. I told him to buy more. We learned each other. Really learned. He learned that I cannot cook rice. I burn it. Every time. I learned that he talks in his sleep. Mostly about buildings. He is an architect after all. One night he yelled, "The window goes on the left." I laughed so hard I woke up Pancake. We fought. Of course we fought. About dishes. About money. About whose turn it was to clean the litter box. But we never went to bed angry. That was our rule. No matter what, we talked before sleep. Even if it was hard. Even if we were tired. And we never used the words time zone as an excuse again. Because time zones were never the problem. The problem was fear. And we were learning to be brave. Together. One night, I was making tea. Leo was on the couch, reading a book. Pancake was asleep on his lap. Traitor. "Leo?" I said. Remember when you told me to imagine red balloons?" He looked up. "Yes. I don't need them anymore." He put down his book. "What do you need?" I walked over. I sat next to him. I put my head on his chest. His heart was beating. Slow. Steady. Real. "This," I said. "Just this." He kissed the top of my head. "You've got it. No time zone required." And that was it. That was the end of the waiting. The end of the 3 a.m. tears. The end of the blue light on my cheek. I am Daisy. I loved a man who lived 12 hours ahead. I lost him. I found myself. And then, somehow, impossibly, I found him again. In the same city. In the same time. In the same messy, beautiful, real life. Love lost between time zones is not a tragedy. It is a lesson. It teaches you that love is not about being in the same place. It is about being in the same heart. And hearts? Hearts don't have time zones. Hearts just beat, one beat at a time, until they find their rhythm, with someone else, or with themselves. If you are waiting for someone right now, if you are watching a clock, if you are crying into your phone at 3 a.m., take a breath, count to 3, imagine a red balloon, and then put down the phone. Go make some soup, pet your cat, live your life. Because the right love, it will find you, not through a screen, not through a time zone, but through a blue door, on a rainy Thursday, with free cookies. And if it doesn't, that's okay too, because you're enough. You have always been enough. The clock doesn't define you. The miles don't define you. You define you. I'm Daisy. This was my story. And now, I'm going to go share a terrible cup of coffee with a former pigeon.